John was a voice in that time. He was a voice calling for repentance and preparing the way for Jesus. But here's the thing. John wasn't the only voice during his time. He wasn't the only voice back then that was loud and preaching. There were lots of voices during that time that were preaching. There were religious voices. There were political voices. There were rebellious voices. There were isolated voices. There were false messiahs back then using their voice to preach a false gospel. So there were many voices back then, but only one voice was pointing to the king, and it was John the Baptist. And that's similar to today. We live in a world full of voices, right? We got voices in pop culture. We got voices on the TikTok. We got voices on the YouTube. We got voices on the podcast. We have the voices of internet preachers. We have the voices in our head. We have the voices of our past, of guilt, shame, and bitterness. We have the voices of anxiety. We have the voices of depression. We even have the voices of our family. We even have the voices of our friends. And if we're not careful, all these voices can push us away from God. Have you ever been in a season where the voices around you are pulling you down? They're pushing you down? Well, I'm sad to say that those voices will always be around you. They will always be in your life. But the key is learning how to filter those voices, because not every voice is worth following. Some voices don't bring healing. Some voices, sadly, they bring hurt. Some voices don't lead you closer to Jesus. Some lead us into the wrong direction. And that's why it's important that we tune our ears to the right voice. I learned that godly voices always bring life. Yeah. And in Matthew 3, we see John, his voice, it brings life because his voice pointed to the one who is life.